Hey everybody, we're over here on the beautiful west end of Allentown, right in front of Hava Java Cafe. A little cool for a spring evening, but yes, congratulations on being in the first, for the new magazine, Surrealville City, on being the first Allentown School Board candidate covered by the magazine.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for the opportunity.
Not a problem. I will do, just because I'm sure you've had one too, I've just had a very long 2 weeks. I'll let you introduce yourself if you don't mind.
My name is Bob Walker. I'm running for a position as school director on the Allentown School Board. For those of you that may not know me, I was born and raised here in Allentown. I still live here. I'm a downtown homeowner. I work here. That gives me a vested interest in the Allentown School District and its success. I'm a 4-term vice president of the PTSA. I'm a 6-year volunteer of the William Allen Touchdown Club, and I'm the treasurer of the William Allen Alumni Association. And I believe those endeavors give me a very unique insight and knowledge of not only our children and some of the challenges they face, also our teachers and staff. And I believe, Mike, that I'm the only candidate that can say they have those qualifications and that insight.
Okay. Now, Allentown in general and Allentown School District itself, there's a few different distinct perspectives from the outside as far as the city, but especially about the school district itself. Everything from, look, it's come a long way, to guess what, it's one of the worst school districts you could ever go to. I've heard the entire gambit exists out there. In all honesty, as a resident of Allentown, do you think that the school district falls somewhere like in the towards the middle right now, or I'm asking you an honest opinion?
I would have to say probably in the middle. I've been here a long time. I remember when people moved here, not only for the jobs in the neighborhoods, people would pay to send their kids to this high school. We still have that group of kids that's going to service academies, Ivy League schools, that are doing wonderful things. We have a large section that lives in poverty, and I think when you balance those out, we're somewhere in the middle. And I will tell you this, I might be slightly prejudiced because I love Allentown, I love this district, and I love these kids. So I would probably say somewhere in the middle. Okay. I think the perception is not the reality of the Allentown School District.
Okay. Now, I'm just going to try to make this short, because I don't know about you, it's getting chilly out here.
Just a little, it's nice.
Yeah, but as far as, one of the questions I asked when you were, after you were done speaking there, what people don't realize is, okay, you're running for office.
Yes, sir.
But you're not running like, and anytime somebody runs for office, 95% of the time, they have to get their ideas past the board, the mayor has to get it through city council, the president has to get it through Congress, etc.
Yes.
How do you, like, any ideas that you would have, or, okay, yeah, this is definitely the way to go. How would you plan on getting them, convincing other school board members, even if it be just one-on-one meetings, to say, look, can we find a middle ground here? How would you plan on, convincing your ideas? And how would you deal, how much would you, as far as, are you willing to compromise with others if they have good ideas?
Well, I think when you're a member of a board, there's going to be times you're going to have to compromise or nothing will get done. Okay. And that's the wrong thing, to have nothing done. There's state laws that are involved in this. There's procedures. There's a board I have to work with. What I can promise you is I will always try to do what is right and use my vote accordingly. And I also plan, and this is very serious, when I'm elected, I represent first our students and second the taxpayers. And there may be times where I may not agree. I'm going to have to do what the majority wants. I work for them if I'm elected by them. So I can't come and tell you I'm going to come in like gangbusters and change this and do that. I'm going to have to work with the school board, work with the administration, and work with the citizens to do what was right. But like I said, what I will promise you, I will always use my vote on that board to do what is right. And I expect my constituents to tell me what is right.
Okay. Now, again, going back to one of the statements I made in there, where, and this is actually a question I have for Allentown candidates on my website. A lot, during the campaign, everybody goes knocking door to door to get the votes, I'm going to go out meeting people.
Yes.
And even on the local level, a majority of the time, that's as far as it goes. You know what I mean? It's like they get elected. I realize that they have families and everything, but if you can make the time during the election to go out and do it, you can make the time, even just like 2 weekends a month for 4 hours, to make the time to still go out, maybe not knock on doors, but to say, go out and try to meet people. Do you believe the statement that, okay, politicians, it's a two-sided street. We have to go to our elected officials, but our elected officials also have to make the effort to come to us.
Yes.
Do you believe in that?
Yes, I do. And I've made this priority number one, that this position in the school board, which I do plan on being elected to, is number one. I'm going to make the time to do what is right.
Okay.
I believe we need to know what our constituents think. I believe we need to go into neighborhoods that may not be involved in the school district, neighborhoods that may be overlooked, groups of people that may be overlooked and not feel comfortable. I believe there's such a large part of this population, we need to be involved together in this.
Okay. Now, another thing that I kind of stress is, like here in Lehigh Valley, the Lehigh Valley, a lot of people don't realize is how much Lehigh Valley depends on the public transportation, land and bus. And I've said this to politicians, like, okay, even land a bus, you know what, take the bus into work one day to find out, what people think, because, you have a lot of people, or just like going to a diner or a local bar, just hang out for a while and just listen to what people think without saying, hey, look, do you think that's a good idea? Even if you don't have time to say, hey, look, a family member, the higher up you go, one of your staff members or volunteers say, hey, look, we still need to find out, we still really need to know what people think. You know what? Take the bus today. Do you think that's still...
Without a doubt. And look where we are at Havajava, a small business in the west end of Allentown. I do believe myself, I'm an Allentown guy. And I am out, you won't see me at the chain store, you will see me out with the people. More often than not with students at a school, but I am out with the people and I do know what's going on here.
Okay. Now, I actually attended Mike's last week, the two town halls, and I attended and covered both. And I actually did learn a lot about the state in every area. A lot of the problem is, like, the state budget is, again, the state budget.
Unknown.
Right. But what about as far as, and you actually, I never thought about the other side of this, but you brought up the other side, but schools coming up with creative ways to supplement their funding. I mean, maybe like having a bake sale may not be, or an ideal, but, what about schools going back to coming up with creative ways to even if it's only like $100 towards a trip or somewhere, $100 for new books.
Well, Mike, that I can tell you, we do that already.
Okay.
I'm very involved at the high school. As I said, the football team, we have to fund a lot of things ourselves. There's just not money in the budget. It's very simple. And there is priorities in this budget that are seen as more important than that. We have learned through the PTSA, and the Touchdown Club, we will fund things ourselves. We need to get the community involved to get them to come back to the place that made them successful, to use their talents and their experience to help our students. We will do whatever it takes, and I can tell you that I've spent a lot of my own time in the last 6-7 years doing that.
Okay.
So we can do that, and we will continue to do that.
Okay. Now, another point that was actually heavily discussed at his town hall was about the charter schools.
Yes.
And it seems to me like the charter schools were actually one of the reasons why they came into existence, became popular, was because when the first things always gets cut, from what I've been told, because I admit I don't have children, so
right.
I'm looking at it from.
I have 2 graduates in the district.
Okay, is the arts program is one of the first things that always gets cut,
Yes.
but it's essential, just as essential as sports.
Yes.
How does the school district still support? Is there any possible way to, even with after-school programs, on a consistent basis, to bring back the arts more into the schools?
Well, we had lost a lot several years ago with a big budget crisis. We've gotten some of that back. The Allentown School District Foundation has really helped get that back. A lot of that has been done through our own work.
Okay.
We've realized here in the last several years, if you want to have these things for the kids, you're going to have to work for it and fund it yourself.
Okay.
But I will tell you this, kids that are involved in athletics, kids that are involved in the arts, kids that are involved in those kind of programs, could even be photography club. Those kids in general get better grades, higher test scores, and have much less disciplinary problems.
Okay.
And we have to do whatever it takes to keep them here.
All right.
That's very simple.
Yeah.
And it's been that way forever.
Okay. Now, another thing that was brought up was, and I've heard this several times at covering now the second election for 2 magazines, that there's actually, and this is something I'm sure, especially on Los Angeles, which I think they're number one in the country for homelessness,
Yes.
that kind of gets buried and you never hear about is Allentown School District actually has students that are homeless or could be basically like right on their families are just like literally maybe like $5 away from being homeless. Is that true?
Yes, it is. We have a surprising number of students that are homeless. You would be shocked if you knew how many homeless students we have and the level of poverty here in town. You would not believe it if I told you.
Okay.
I have a pretty good idea.
Right.
What we have to do is find a way to help those kids.
Okay.
How do you go to school if you don't know where you live, or you can't take a shower, or you don't have a pair of shoes?
Or you didn't have breakfast.
We have kids that play football, and I truly believe this, and I've seen this, that know when we do 2-a-days in the summer, they will get fed. And I think that's one of the primary reasons. Not only that, and they know someone will pay attention to them and there's some guidance. We have a lot of kids that don't have 2 parents, don't have 1 parent, are lucky to have a grandmother that's working 3 jobs to take care of them.
Okay.
And that really comes down to, I know the school district, we have major financial constraints. I've seen the budget. I'm at every school board meeting. I understand that. What we have to do is, that's another thing, we have to take it on ourselves. We have to engage corporate partners. We have to engage alumni. We have to engage members of the community.
Okay.
And we have to find ways to give these kids the education to get those jobs that will help feed them. We have kids that raise little brothers and sisters. Most people don't realize what it's really like here.
Right. Now, this area, I actually counted it, including like satellite campuses. This area has at least 8 colleges, including a couple major universities, Lehigh, Muhlenberg, Moravian, etc.
DeSales.
Yes. I keep forgetting exactly how far the Lehigh Valley
Town is not far away.
Right, if exactly how far the Lehigh Valley extends now.
Yes.
But anyway, does the school district, or are there plans to start maybe partnering with those colleges and even maybe saying, hey, look, we need to increase our we're trying to get a corporate sponsorship here. You have Cedar Crest and you have Muhlenberg here. Approaching Muhlenberg, you'd say, hey, look, we're approaching a major corporation that would really help to get some funding. Is there any way we could work together on this?
Well, there is. We need to further that. There are already programs, especially with Muhlenberg, among others, and corporate partners, that we've done things to give kids scholarships, to do things to get them into extra programs. That's already in place, but we can't stop. We need to further grow that.
Okay. Now, do you have any ideas on how to further grow that? Just you personally.
Well, here's a big part of this. We need to reach out to our alumni. We need to reach out to members of the community. Our successful members of the community, many of them have a college degree and have gone to college in this area. We need to reach out to them and show them that the success of your neighborhood and your city is directly tied to the success of those schools. And I really think that's the key place to start, with our community and with our alumni. Whether it be Allen, Deerf, or you would consider alumni from an elementary school or a middle school, people that are from here.
Right, and even like I graduated from Central Catholic, Allentown Central
Without a doubt,
Catholic.
Majority of those people that go to Central Catholic live in Allentown.
So it's not just the public schools; it's also you can.
Without a doubt, that it's hard. I know it's not a public school. That is in the heart of downtown.
Right.
It's amazing how many kids from these neighborhoods go there.
And they have Sacred Heart Hospital, which I was born in, by the way, directly across the street.
Wonderful place, Sacred Heart Hospital.
Yes. So, all right, we're going to wrap this up. I promise to keep this short. We're pushing 14 minutes already, and I do appreciate your time greatly. And you're also the first school board candidate interviewed by the magazine. So,
well, I'm proud. I feel honored, and thank you for your help, Mike.
2 questions.
Yes.
I always, and I'll do it on video. I have no problem doing video. How did you like the interview? Now we're putting me on the spot here. Now we're going to.
I liked it because I need to learn. Because I need to talk to our voters. I need to talk to parents, and I need to talk to homeowners and small business owners. And I need to learn how to interact with them. We've never run for anything before. I am not a politician. This is a priceless thing.
Okay. And any final words other than the standard? Please vote for me.
Well, no, but I truly believe that the success of the city of Allentown depends on the success of our schools. Please help me. Please come out and tell me what you think, and please come out and vote on the primary. Thank you.
Okay, and I will have a link to your campaign page.
I appreciate that, Mike. That's great.
I greatly appreciate your time this evening. Especially, I'm sorry, I lived in North Carolina. It goes up to 80. I'm frozen at 60 degrees already.
This is warm, Mike.
So take care. Thank you.
You too, Mike. Thank you.